Okay, now we're here. Yes. I was like looking at my thing going, is it working? Technical difficulties. We are here. Let's see. To do the vampire author tag. Jenna O'Malley tagged us and, well, tagged me. And then I was like, okay, yeah, but Dawn is the one that writes most of the vampires. So got Dawn here, dragging her out of the darkness and into
Yeah.
a video. So I've got, let me grab this because I've got my notes on this little notepad here for the vampire tag. And then we can get her going. So I'm probably going to be looking at the side screen. That's all right. It's okay.
It's all
So, yeah. All right. When did you first encounter vampires in books?
right. For me, like 10, 11 years old, maybe.
What was your
Reading
first one?
uh, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Cool. I'm going to go way, way back. My first vampire experience was reading Bunnycula back in grade school. Do you remember that one?
I do.
I remember reading it to my kids too. So that was the thing. I was into stuffed animals too. I was the kid that was into stuffed animals, not Barbies. So that just made sense for me.
I guess I probably was exposed to them before then, but I mean, as far as really paying attention to them and reading about them, yeah, not until I was about 10 years old.
Like I knew what the concept was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got understood Bunnycula. Um,
Mhm.
but I don't remember why I understood the concept. I don't know if it was because of movies or what. I just know that I didn't read the actual book uh, for not until high school. That's how long. Like I read Anne Rice's book before I read the original Dracula.
Oh no, I was see, and before I was reading, well, I guess I was exposed to it before because before I was reading it, I was watching it on TV because I was watching Bela Lugosi's Dracula, so I was
But
watching
I
the old black and whites.
yeah, I don't even remember. I guess I saw like there's one in the 80s. There was a movie in the 80s. And I remember that like there was a scene where the vampire was in a ship and then like floated up on the ship or something like that. Not floated, but climbed the ship pole and it wasn't just that. It wasn't that scene. It was something else.
Dracula,
It was just Dracula, I think.
it was Dracula.
Okay.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
But that was a movie. Like I didn't read it. It was just a movie.
No, that was the movie. That was the movie where they're crossing on the water with the ship.
Okay. Let's see. What let's see, how about the first encounter, but for movies or other cinematic entertainment media, including video games? So I guess I just said that. For me, that was the first movie.
Um, for me, the movies were Bela Lugosi's um, Dracula movies. I saw Nosferatu, but I really didn't care for Nosferatu. I thought those vampires were the ugliest thing there ever was.
Yeah.
But I thought Bela Lugosi put such a wonderful twist on it, and he made it look so elegant. He's the one that drew me into thinking, oh, you know, Dracula can be romantic.
Well, I listed stuff on here like Final Fantasy, Vincent Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember playing Vampire of the Masquerade in my 20s, and then I loved Interview with the Vampire, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Vampire Hunter D, Forever Night. If anybody remembers that one, it was a TV series, Forever Night,
Mm-hmm.
um, because it was like romantic, and Blade was the first big
Mm-hmm.
movie, and I loved Blade. Like I watched that over and over again. Um, Underworld, and I remember the Lost Boys, but I don't remember the Lost Boys as much as other people remember the Lost Boys. I barely remember the Lost Boys, and I don't know
Uh,
why.
see,
I remember the
I
Goonies
was
better than I remember the Lost Boys.
see. It was Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and then of course Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Lost Boys, um, The Masquerade, because I did actually do a short series called
Hmm.
Vampire Masquerade, and I loved that. I actually bought the series because I loved it. I played the game Masquerade, Vampire Masquerade RPG,
Yeah, I did
um,
that.
tabletop, yay! Um, and Legacy of Kain. I played Legacy of Kain. That was a that was a vampire game. That was like I think it was like Sony PlayStation game. I think Vampire Hunter D. I did Alucard, uh, and then
Castlevania, is that it? Okay.
Castlevania. Yeah, like Castlevania. Um, wow, I don't know. I've gone through so many through the years that I'm a vampire junkie. So I I don't think there's many that I haven't watched, and there's definitely not many games that I haven't played that have had vampires in them. If it's a movie, I've probably seen it with vampires in it. To be honest, I don't think there's one out there that I haven't seen. Well, even if it's a foreign movie,
She's
I've probably seen
also
it.
a junkie when it comes to like horror films, so she's not going to
Oh yes,
miss a
no,
vampire film.
no. Even the ones that I really don't care for, like I'm not much for the movies that don't have context to it. It's just nothing but blood and gore. But I still like those. I just like to watch it once just to see what it's about, and then go on with my life.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What vampire lore do you agree with most? Um, for me, it was Christopher Golden's vampire series. Um, that was with Peter Octavian and Buffalo Bill Cody and all of them, wherein they're actually fighting against the Vatican. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they're also fighting against some of the more evil, wild vampires. So
Kind of like the movie Priest, um, which is about vampires and all that with the Vatican and all that. I don't know that I actually have a particular lore, you know, genre or lore that I stick to.
I don't
Because
either. I think we mix them, don't we?
yeah, I do because there's a few from this one and a few from that one that I kind of like, but don't really necessarily adhere to. Because I don't think vampires sparkle, but
Yeah, we'll
I
get to that in just a minute.
yeah I do believe in the daylight thing. I don't think they care much for. They're more of a night creature, nocturnal based creature, um, and the longevity of life. And I think that they have to go through a transition to be what they are. If you're not born into it, you have to go through a transition to be what it is. So,
Yeah.
um,
I also like the way that Blade did it. Like I
Mhm.
like the idea that it could be it could be considered almost like a disease
A disease. Hmm.
that they're passing along as a tradition.
Right.
Um and the ones born with it, of course, they have more control over it, and therefore it doesn't seem like a disease because they
Right.
are who they are. I liked that. And then where the ones that were Christopher Golden's Shadow series, um, that the parts that I liked about that were the idea that a lot of the legends and weaknesses were actually things that really weren't real. They were myths, but because a lot of the vampires didn't know that, they believed them. So
Right.
so for instance, crosses and holy water really don't affect vampires. But because the Vatican, and then also, the hunters that come out of that, uh out of the religious beliefs, they got the vampires to believe it. And so it
It
became a
worked.
weakness. It was
Yeah.
mind over matter kind of thing.
Right.
Once a vampire realized, wait,
Believes it. Yeah.
I just walked into a church. I'm
And
still
I didn't
here.
burn. Right.
So yeah. Um the next question goes along with what you said about sparkly vampires is what vampire lore do you not agree with, that you do you least agree with?
I I don't agree with sparkly vampires. I don't believe. I I don't agree with they can't propagate, like they can't have families, and they can't go on, that they're dead and they can't, continue. I don't believe that.
I don't
Um,
like the idea that they're undead. I prefer the
right.
idea that it's a hereditary
They're a
or
race.
disease
Right.
type thing.
I Yeah. Um, Let me see. Uh, I don't know. Oh, like I don't really believe in the thing. Well, I guess it's kind of a mix between I partially believe it, I guess, where if they don't feed regularly, they do lose, they can lose control. So I do kind of believe that, because we do
It'd be a
kind of go with that.
weakness. Like,
Mhm.
coming from
Yeah.
the standpoint of an author, it's like you've got to have
Hmm.
some sort of weakness. And
We do,
I've
but
always thought that would be.
yeah, because we do
I
kind of
don't
do
like
that.
that. I think it's dumb that they do the stakes and the to the
No, no,
heart and the
no,
cutting off of the head and
no.
stuff, because I'm like, well, but that would kill anybody. So,
Now
you know.
I do kind of stick with the silver thing, only because, like you said, everyone has to have a weakness,
Yeah.
and we
And
kind of.
there again, I'll go back to Blade. It's like they did the silver nitrate.
Hmm.
It's kind of like they're doing a reaction rather than a.
But then, like garlic, the only thing is like if you're born to it, I don't. They don't
I don't
really
think.
necessarily like human food, you know.
Mhm.
But if you're transitioned into it, you like food. You can eat all the garlic you want, or you could. It doesn't bother you. I give you
Just makes
heartburn,
you. Yeah, about to say it just gives you heartburn. I
but
like what we did with ours in that it's like, well, with Sam uh being turned and liking and loving Italian.
hmm,
She's like, I'm
yeah.
still gonna eat some of that. It may make me
So
sick later, but I'm gonna eat it.
well, and I think that's because I like the fact that instead of losing everything that makes them human immediately, it kind of slowly they slowly lose it. You know, it's
Yeah.
not instantaneous. So that's what I like. Anyways, but yeah.
Next question is, if you're throwing a masquerade ball, which vampires are on the invite list? And it's
Oh,
like
number one.
everybody's. If you
Mm, well, Dracula, absolutely, because he's number one. Who wouldn't want Vlad Tespis there?
Yeah.
Um, and Catherine, of course, because like Vlad, she's one of the beginnings. So you have to have those two. Uh, I Lestat and uh,
I
his
actually include
sidekick.
Louis too because he seemed to be
Yeah,
a really
Louis.
good
There you go.
partier when
Lestat and Louis.
when he wants to be.
And of course, my fave because I like Bastion. I love him. So I would always have to bring my guy with me. Um, I like and then I like Sherling Kenyon's vampires, so I'd have to bring those, Ashron and them, and then let me see, J.R. Ward's because I like hers, which is the Black Dagger Brotherhood
Yeah, the Black Dagger
because they're awesome.
Brotherhood.
Because they seem like really good partiers. So yeah,
I think so. I think that would be great.
I
I
think
didn't
that'd be a
I
good
didn't
party.
remember to include them in my other questions, but yes. Yes. Um, I would also include Buffalo Bill Cody from um, the books from uh, Christopher Golden. And if
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know, Christopher Golden also wrote for Buffy sometimes, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
why he's very entertaining. Buffalo Bill was hilarious. He was like both the comic relief and the one that was actually testing things and getting himself into shit. Um,
My
so
kind of guy.
I loved it. He also wound up being able to transform into a bear. So
Awesome.
that was
Really my kind
cool.
of guy.
Lestat, of course. I would go as I'm going to say Spike because Spike is a partier from Buffy. The
I
originals,
forgot about him.
the
Yeah.
originals, love them.
Hmm. Oh yes.
Maybe some of the ones from True Blood. I mean, they used to have a nightclub in there, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. I didn't
Um,
think about Kraus, but yeah, I would definitely have Kraus from the originals. Yeah.
yes. I always thought um, his brother was a bore, but I
Mm-hmm.
did see some when he was happy where he was fun to he was a dancer basically, kind of thing. You depends on how they're getting along, you know.
The sister and
um
Kraus were more fun, I think.
the problem with Blade seems like he would be pretty cool to have there, but um but the
But
problem is he brings trouble with him, so I'm not sure about
yeah,
that.
and he'd want to kill the other
He'd
ones,
want
so
to kill
there is
things.
that.
There is that.
Mhm.
Like if he was not killing other vampires, that would be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Deacon is actually the one that's the partier in that
yeah. I know,
series,
right?
right? Um, who wouldn't you want? Oh, well, I will include also Jenna's Frey because he's always like got the liquor and the wine and the
Oh,
mead with him, so that's
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
Um, I I've got him listed. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want Armand. He's an asshole. I hate I don't know why, but I hate Armand, and I've always hated Armand.
It's
It's
just
just
because
a
he's an ass.
he's such a
It's because he's a snake. That's what it is. I
he's
mean,
a
don't get me
sneaky
wrong.
snake.
Don't get me wrong. Because Sebastian is slick, but he's not a two face. Armand is two faced
Mm-hmm.
because he he went with Lestat. He wanted Lestat. He got Lestat. And then when Lestat left and he got Louis, then he, wiped Louis's mind because Louis wanted to go into the sun and everything. And then he tried to kill the reporter. And then he didn't want the reporter to tell Louis everything that happened because he knew that Louis was going to leave him. So that's Two Face.
He's a needy, two-faced,
He is.
manipulative bitch.
And all because he didn't want to be alone.
Edward, no.
No, don't like shiny vampires.
It's not even it's for me it's not even just the shiny. It's he's creepy. And he like when I was reading parts of the for of that and I admit I didn't read the whole thing, but reading parts of it just I'm like this guy gives off stalker abusive
But I like
things.
the other one that the sister had, the sister's partner, the one from the Civil War.
Um,
That I'm trying to think of his name, but that he was still like a fledgling, I guess. That they warned Bella about. Um, that he almost attacked Bella. I like him, so he could come.
like that
Yeah,
danger.
he's cool. Yeah, because he's cool. I like him. That and the dad and mom because they're cool. I like them too. So
I think from our books also Joshua. I like Joshua. He seems like he would be a good
Josh,
partier. He's an Erickson, but he's not like the rest of them.
no, he's not. He likes to have fun and he likes to keep people alive. So
Whereas others don't.
he's not that picky.
Which
He
fictional
doesn't care.
vampire do you think is the most deadly?
Hmm.
I have to agree with what Jenna said about Vampire Hunter D. Um, very powerful because some of the monsters that he's going up against is very powerful. But I also give a lot of credit to Blade because he's a daywalker, so he has most of the good stuff with not as many of the bad, the negatives of being a vampire. So I think that that's cool. He's very powerful.
Well, that's kind of like the one from Castlevania. The one from Castlevania is kind of like Vampire Hunter D. It's kind
Okay.
of like a twist between the one from. It's kind of like a twist between Blade and Vampire Hunter D. Kind of mingle them, but I don't know. I would kind of go with you on Blade, because he's like
He
the
also
best of
has
both
he
worlds.
also has somebody there to give him all the gadgets.
Hmm.
So that's a bonus.
Hmm. Well, he's got like the best of both worlds. I mean,
Yeah.
he can walk on both sides. So he doesn't he doesn't have to sleep during the day. He can come home during the day, but then again, he doesn't have to sleep at night, so it doesn't matter. He can go either way.
So who do you think is the most realistic of all the vampires?
Most realistic, Louis. I think Louis is. He's because he's more in touch. I know he has his whiny moments. Don't get me wrong, but he tends to stay more in touch with his human side. He doesn't he doesn't seem to lose that where the other ones do.
Yeah.
They lose more of the humanity. Not so much Blade because he's half human,
Hmm.
but when you're talking like full fledged vampire wise, Louis is one of the only ones that I've seen that really didn't completely lose himself.
He actually
Um,
still feels
to it.
guilt and
Mhm. Yeah,
things like
he
that.
feels remorse and he has a conscience. And when you look at most of them, they don't have that. So
True.
I would have to say Louis.
Which historical vampire figure do you enjoy reading or researching most? I think Elizabeth Bathory.
Elizabeth and Vlad Teshfish.
Hmm.
Those are my 2. Hmm.
Which those are the originals to me.
Hmm.
So,
They are the originals, so I've done lots of reading on both of those. So
and I also like without actually having a name, just the idea of researching the parallel myths that come up about the idea behind vampires and what they used to do when they believed that people were
mhm.
vampires and stuff. Um,
Oh, I know.
it's but see, I like strange history, so
Me too.
If it's weird, I'm going to be like, ooh, let me read that. Let me go down that rabbit hole.
That's why I have like bookshelves of it, so dozens of them.
Which vampire authors are on your must read for this season?
Um,
And like for every season. So a little bit of both.
well, I'm always going to read Sherilyn Kenyon and J.R. Ward. Always, I'll read them over and over again. I love their books. Um, and let me see. I like
See, I'm
Anne Rice.
behind. I'm behind on a bunch of them, but I'll add Christopher Golden because I'm behind by one book there. And I have no idea how many I'm behind on for Laurel K. Hamilton, but I do kind of like her stuff.
I haven't read much of Laurel K. Hamilton. I know you've spoken of her, so I'll have to pick up a couple of those and read them.
Yeah.
Um, and
She also goes into shifters too. So,
and and you were talking about Jenna's, so I'll probably have to read hers because it's got a vampire, so I have to read it.
yeah. She's got vampires in love. Vampires all over the place. Um and also one of the other authors that I'm tagging is Mel Powers, and they have uh, a book it's got an interesting twist on um, the fact that it's like vampires and demons and the way that they are mixed and how they have to have a kind of like a human spirit guide, like a guide, that is human that they call
Okay.
their counterpart. Um, so that's interesting. I'm still learning. Here we go.
Say.
The Hellscape Saga. I knew it was the Hellscape Saga, but Vengeful Soul, not plural.
Um,
Vengeful Soul. Uh, if you're into queer stories, vampires, demons, shapeshifters, then you definitely want to read this book by Mel Power. Woohoo!
Lindsay Sands. It's um, another one I need to catch up and read. Um, Lindsay Sands writes vampire romance, and my daughter likes hers, so I have to catch up on those.
Okay.
She's always telling me about hers. I keep telling her, okay, I'll read them, and I haven't yet, so I need to do that.
All right. I think that's it. That's the last of the questions. And so I think we're done.
Woohoo! I get to go back to my shadows again.
You get to go
Yeah.
back to the shadows, and I get to go back to picking apart book 4, which is also all about, or mostly about vampires. Um, I just got done redoing the fight scene, and wondering if I should upgrade the fight scene a little bit more. And then I thought, no, because that's a whole other can of worms to start.
And then you're going to be complaining because you have got too much
Too
in it
much in it. Yes.
again.
Yes. Yes. So no, I'm not going to do that. But these are, it's mostly Sebastian's and Samantha's story. So I hope everybody gets to enjoy that one. But thanks for coming by, and I'm tagging, I think, S.A. Crow, Mel Power, Sam Wicker, and Sarah Brody. Yes, these are all indie authors that I know of, that I have read some of their stuff and like it. And it all contains vampires. So they get
Yay!
tagged. So catch you later. Bye.